Alright guys, and we are back. We have another best of one from the Global Esport Cup by GameShow here on the GameShow D2 English channel on Azubu. It's going to be CIS Rejects going up against Almaty or GIFS. I'm not really sure why they're tagged up as GIFS, but that's fine. CIS Rejects, the vast favorite. I haven't even looked at the other teams really that closely, but I'm going to say CIS Rejects are expected to go to the top very quickly. So we'll see if Almaty are able to dislodge them. I'm Mikelorus, going to be joined by Danelie on the mic, Drop Bear on the stats. That last game kind of ended abruptly, but I honestly don't know if Almaty have what it takes to beat down CIS Rejects. This is a solid team.
Yeah, if you think about Almaty and you compare their previous game with what could be happening in this game, if that's I don't want to be horrible or anything, but if that's the best that they can do, then I don't think they have a chance against CIS. They could pull something out of their hat and go for something completely crazy because they know they're up against a hell of a team. You might see that, but it's really hard to say because I've never seen this team play aside from the previous game, so we don't know if they have any other styles or if they're able to play better or if they could just do something. So this is the problem when you cast a team that you don't really know. You just don't know what they could throw at you.
And
Not a snowball.
yeah, I
His
mean,
tusk
you
is
could
banned.
see some of their players, like Topor has been around, Sumeru as well. I've seen SF Meister a couple times, but as far as all of them working together as a group, well, I've only seen one game of them, and it wasn't even a full game. So, yeah, it is going to be CIS Rejects to lose this game, if anything. And well, we got some more or less standard bans out. Shaker getting a rather early ban, but Bounty Hunter, he was through, and he's going to be selected for Almaty, grabbing Storm Spirit, grabbing Spirit Breaker, looking a little bit more attractive now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll definitely grab those heroes as soon as possible, but I don't think Storm Spirit would be an ideal pick and is one of those first two heroes. You can pick him up, and if you can make him work, you can make him work. But the issue is that if you can't get the Storm Spirit off the ground, or if they counter pick the Storm Spirit to death, what can you really do? Instead, they go for Shadow Fiend and Rubik, though. Nothing wrong with the Shadow Fiend. He is a decent hero, whereas if he doesn't get too much in the mid lane, as long as Almaty can actually get some stacks going, then he can come back. And the Rubik, not a bad pick either. If you can steal track, then you're golden. Haha, puns.
Well, yeah, that is a lot of upside here for Almaty. The problem is that Shadow Fiend on the Dire, which is already less than ideal, up against Alina as well. And this Lina is going to most likely have quite a bit of help from the Bounty Hunter, just poking and prodding, and Lina can definitely capitalize on just a Janata hit. That's really all she needs to land an LSA to let the pain flow. Shadow Fiend has to be very careful in that mid lane. CIS Rejects have a super strong lane setup there. So, you know, as nice as it is to have the Rubik, the upside to steal a track does work pretty well with the Shadow Fiend as well. The Rubik's gonna really, I feel, have to stick in the mid lane, else the Shadow Fiend just gets run over by the Lina Bounty Hunter combo. So CIS Rejects, I mean, Lina's, I think, one of the most powerful mid lane heroes in the game at this point. With Bounty Hunter to help out, it's gonna be hard for them to lose that lane.
So what does Almaty want to do for their main tactic? I feel like the best way to really counterplay a bounty hunter, because he's just such an annoying hero in what he can really do, is 5-man. And they've got okay 5-man already with the Shadow Fiend and Rubik. I'm interested to see what they want to pick up as their secondary support plus their mid and well, they already have a mid, their offlane and their carry. I would love to see a clockwork for Almaty. I feel like they just really need the hookshot initiation just to make those ganks work. The only issue is they're running a Rubik. They pick up the clockwork anyway. They're running a Rubik, which is a support that doesn't really give you too much damage output unless he steals something like Laguna Blade or LSA or just anything for damage. So it's okay to have this Rubik, but they need some more damage outside of the Shadow Fiend.
Well, you have a Clockwork, you have a Rubik, Skywrath Mage on the table and looking okay up against CIS Rejects if Almaty really wanted to go down that route. For the Reject side, they can't pick up Darkseer, that was banned out. Wraith King also getting banned out. I don't even remember the last time I've seen a Wraith King banned. I mean, yeah, I guess they could have run it, but nothing here to me anyway like screams out Wraith King is going to be much better than any other given carry hero. Like, Wraith King is usually the hero that you want if you're up against an Enigma and a Tide Hunter and, you know, one of those massive AoE type of strategies so you could withstand it and then get back up and then start killing people. This is not that type of draft coming out from Almaty, so not really sure where that comes in, but still, CIS Rejects, really they have their options wide open right now. As far as the offlane is concerned, though, the options are rather slim. Darkseer, Clockwork, Tusk, those are the big three, all not available. Spirit Breaker not available either, nor is Shaker. So for that off lane, I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to be the most terrifying, but still, you really do need someone to go there. You need to have some sort of off laner.
I feel like CIS, if they wanted to, they could possibly draft an aggressive tri-lane and they might be okay with it. But we don't even know who's going to be in that tri-lane because you picked a bounty hunter who... Actually, then again, I don't think a tri-lane would be ideal because Bounty's probably going to be sitting in that 4th position. Yeah, never mind. I kind of forgot Bounty Hunters gets played in position 4 nowadays. They pick up the Winter Wyvern. Now, I like this hero pickup because already, you look at Almaty, they don't have that much magical burst, so they don't have too much to really go through the Cold Embrace unless their last 2 picks are going to be purely magical oriented. But if they go for that, I feel like they just have to go for right-click damage. I don't think magical damage is the way for Almaty. They need physical damage to really do anything against CIS because if they go for a pure magical lineup, they're limiting themselves to a particular timing in the game. Whereas for CIS, they've got a bounty. They could go on for as long as they can till their hero is a 6th slot.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's only the 4th pick here for Almaty. It's not too late to grab both magic and physical. There's one right there. Skywrath Mage worked great with the clockwork, is actually really good up against Wyvern as well. There'll be some situations where you'll be unable to out DPS the heal of the Embrace, but other times you just kill him off immediately. Slark into the Skywrath Mage. Now that's an interesting one. CIS Rejects, this is definitely going to be an aggressively slanted game for them. Slark with Winter Wyvern is powerful enough to get kills on occasion. At the very least, will be able to apply pressure to the clockwork in lane. But Bounty Hunter tracking up heroes so that Slark and Lina can reap the benefits, that gets really dangerous really quickly if they actually get a couple of track kills. The downside of Slark is that you're up against Skywrath Mage, who's usually picked up as a direct counter to a Slark.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I kind of feel like the Slark can actually get away in this game just because he's such an elusive hero. And you look at Almaty, they've only got 2 real true disables to keep him in place. And yes, they have a silence, but if the Slark can get the Dark Pack off at a relatively good timing, then he is going to be okay. And he's going to have his team behind him as well to help him. So it's not a horrible game for a Slark. It's going to be purely dependent on how he does during the lanes, how many levels he can get before 10, and how he does during the team fights. I like the Broodmother ban by Almaty because they absolutely cannot deal with a Broodmother. And if CIS picked that up, that would have been an absolute nightmare. Storm Spirit ban, surprised he lasted this long. And Almaty pick up a Sven. I feel like that's just going to be where all their right-click is going to come from aside the Shadow Fiend. This hero is okay, but my issue with him is he has kiting problems. He has severe kiting problems. That's all I have to say about Sven.
And your Sven up against a Slark, Alina, who's most likely going to be getting a Eul Scepter. There's track movement speed, there's Winter Wyvern heal. This Sven is going to have to work through quite a bit. The amount of control that Almaty have is not exactly conducive to a Sven either. Like Clockwork Cogs sometimes in very narrow situations will work out. The Rubik Lift is really good with the Sven, but aside from that, it's about it. It is a very unique case of a carry with a disable. There aren't really many heroes that can boast that. So in that regard, it's decent, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like Almaty, though they kind of want to be a little bit more on the aggressive, CIS Rejects just have them out aggroed, especially now with this Magnus pickup. It's been a very long time since I've seen an offlane Magnus. Looks like we might be seeing that from the CIS Rejects in this particular game. But yeah, Magnus to help scale this Slark, the track as well. There's a lot of synergy with CIS Rejects going on in this game. It really does kind of depend on this Bounty Hunter, but I would trust Always Wanna Fly to play the Bounty on my team.
Yeah, he does play a very good Bounty. So we'll have to see. That's Magnus. I like the hero pick because I said before, for Almaty to really play up against a Bounty Hunter, you want to 5-man because it means that the Bounty's not going to get those easy track kills with him +1. It's just when you pick a Bounty, it's pick-off galore, and if you can get pick-offs and just slowly rack up that gold with the track, then it's
This
good.
is...
Oh, what?
Yeah, this is different.
Really?
Okay, something that Sven does offer you also is a little bit of extra bonus armor. Level 1 Roche underway. Now, if this gets spotted out by CS Rejects, Almaty are completely boned since they have Presence of the Dark Lord level 1 and really weird skills. But it doesn't seem like that's actually going to be happening. I was going to introduce the teams, but it seems like we don't have time for that. They should be able to clear it out without dying. Like, I think they do have enough salves for that. They have the Ring of Basilius and Iceberg with the good luck. Usually it's the Dire to do that. Artes is going to close and he sees the Presence of the Dark Lord. He's going to spot them all. He doesn't have to worry about any CC right now since there's Fade Bolt. There's no Stormhammer. He's going to take a little bit of damage, but he crashes the Roche pit. That is something you don't always do, and looks like that may just be it. The reinforcements coming in fact, always want to fly. Oh, okay, he's going to be fine. No detection put down just yet. Oh, there is a sentry ward on the deck right now. GameShow going to start with the burn. He's going to go for K-God first. He's going to open up on by the Bounty Hunter as well. Here comes Magnus. He's going to skewer forward. That should be first blood on the Skyrath Mage, and it is. That's going to be first blood drawn by the CIS rejects. And, well, we haven't introduced the players yet, but it's already not a great start for Almaty. Let's quickly run through everyone. Iceberg is going to be handling the Lina, had no part in that. Goretz is on the Magnus, always want to fly, is on the Bounty Hunter. Vangscore is on the Winter Wyvern. That leaves Arties on the Slark.
On the side of Almaty, who unfortunately could not get the Roach and gave away first blood, we have Topor playing on our Sven this game. He's going to be up top farming that top creep wave. Sumeru playing on the Rubik, going to be going up against Fly, unfortunately. We've got the Skyrath Mage, K-God coming in with the creep wave. We have SF Meister on the Shadow Fiend. And lastly, down towards the bottom on our offlane clockwork, we have Eisenmi? I think it's Eisenmi.
Izanami?
Izanami.
I'm gonna say it's like more Japanese like that.
Izanami. Ah, that makes sense.
But I don't know. Maybe it's just like me being Asian. I don't know. But either way, this is a terrible start for Almaty. But I do like the move. You mentioned before how CIS rejects are the vast favorites, like 90-10, being a little bit generous to Almaty right now. At least that's my ballpark I'm giving to them. Going for a Hail Mary move like that definitely has upsides. The problem is that their courier might get sniped right now. Oh, Pig, yeah, run the other direction, but Bounty Hunter's on your trail. I think the Pig should be fine. So that's going to be all okay, but going for that move is fine. The follow-up to that is that they have a Skyrath Mage with Ring of Basilius, which is not terrible, but it's not really what you want. They have Presence of the Dark Lord on Shadow Fiend, which is terrible. Now he's actually going to get body blocked out of his juke path. Dragon Slave from Iceberg going to get the kill. I thought they were going to put a lot of damage on him, but with that body block, they actually can kill him off. Always Want to Fly should be just fine. Tower shots, so now 2-0 in favor of CIS rejects. Sven gets level 1 Warcry, which isn't really the worst necessarily, just because he'll eventually get that at level 2 probably anyway, but this is just definitely not the start that Almaty really wanted. They spent a couple of salves in that Roche pit as well, plus they gave up first blood. CIS rejects are starting this game off with a roaring start, but again, I do like the move from Almaty. I do like the risky play.
They have to do it though, because they're behind. That, yeah, they can give away a couple of kills, but I feel like they're in a position where they have to, if they have to, just give up a couple of kills, go for these risky plays. Or Sumeru, he's just going to get harassed by the bounty. The Magnus isn't going to follow up, unfortunately. So I like what Fly is doing. He's just constantly rotating around the map, putting a little bit of danger into Almaty. And oh my god, solo kill by Iceberg in the mid. And he actually might get a kill on K-God. Oh my god, he gets it too. Even with the really slow right click speeds, he gets a double kill. He does die to creeps, but it's after he gets the 2 kills. So no EXP to anyone on Almaty.
Well, I did not expect Lina to be getting any solo kills anytime soon. If you do land a random freehand LSA, yeah, you'll be good to go, but it's only level 4. Like, if she has Laguna Blade, you would expect that, but it seems like double damage rune is just as good in that situation. Up towards top lane, Hammer will be thrown, probably will do absolutely nothing. And it will not be followed up upon, but bottom lane, Izanami also taking quite a bit of damage. This Lina, 3-1-0, already has her bottle up, is most likely just going to be gunning straight for that Yule Scepter, and then Almaty are really going to be in trouble. Iceberg will just be able to solo kill the vast majority of these heroes on the Dire. Like, Clockwork and Sven maybe will survive, but over towards mid, SF Meister, once again, there is a Bounty Hunter in the area, and once again, there is still no detection here for the Dire side. I mean, there is detection on the Skyrath Mage, but it's not placed, so it's not doing anything. This Shadow Fiend is not having a good time. He has to get his souls up if he actually wants to have any shot in this lane. But every time he walks forward, he runs the risk of straight out dying.
I'm very surprised that the Skyrath Mage is stacking the Ancients instead of trying to stack the normal camps. You do get a kill. Slark actually dying to the Clockwork. I didn't see that. That looked like a solo kill.
Yeah, I mean, I was watching top because there was a skewer and Topor looked like he was pretty low, but seems like Izanami caught the Slark even lower. Pounce is usually going to get you out of those cogs, but sometimes you're just not in the right position. Up towards top lane, they're going to try to go for Sumeru. Round 2, Stormhammer will connect onto 2, though Topor doesn't know it. That may end up saving this Rubik's life. However, with the Janata hit, with another Shockwave, oh, they don't have mana for it. They're 15 off, but Always Want to Fly going to grab the kill anyway. At the same time, Lina draws another solo kill on the Skyrath Mage. Topor will be unable to jam the kill home on Always Want to Fly. And across the map, it's a 2-0. That was Laguna Blade being used by Iceberg, and poor Shadow Fiend, oh no, Skywrath Mage in the mid lane rather, did not stand a chance there. So yeah, the effects of that level 1 Roshan failure certainly coming to fruition now as CIS Rejects have a 4-kill lead. This Lina is absolutely crushing this mid lane. Like, I don't think I've seen a mid lane this dominated with Shadow Fiend involved in it in a long time. And the scary thing is that usually you have stacks to fall back on. You can't effectively do that because there's a bounty hunter on the field.
And he's always going to scout it out. And if they find it, then CIS are probably just going to smoke up and take the stack away from the Shadow Fiend. LSA doesn't connect onto SF-Meister, so he's pretty lucky to survive that, or actually not get hit at all. So Sven's actually getting decent CS. That is one thing to note for Almaty. I don't really feel like he's the type of carry that's going to bring this game home for Almaty, just because they need a little bit more than just the Sven. They need the Shadow Fiend online as well. They even need the Clockwork to have some sort of decent farm and levels to really come back into the game. Oh god.
Not a hit, and one Laguna Blade, that's a kill. Very easily on the Shadow Fiend. They also have the Orb of Venom onto K-God. LSA to land from Iceberg, and he's gonna die as well. I'm pretty sure Almaty did see the Bounty Hunter go invis again with that little puff of smoke that you can't see, but that wasn't good enough. Now Izanami caught in the rune area. He grabs a bounty, but at what cost? Luckily for him, Iceberg doesn't have a ton of mana. He's gonna try to go for Always Wanna Fly, but he's invis now, and Izanami will get poked down by the Wyvern, making it 3 kills overall for the CIS Reject side. Yeah, I mean, the Sven getting farm is nice and everything, but Sven, his explosiveness doesn't happen until he has 5-6 slots full of items. That is such a long way off, and Bounty Hunter is approaching that level 6 pretty rapidly. Lina already has, or almost has, level 8. Plus, Slark is getting a comparable amount of farm to that Sven. Over towards mid, Iceberg looking for another solo kill. LSA, unfortunately, this time going to miss. I don't think he had quite enough mana to get this kill anyway, but still, this Lina is dominating this lane. Magnus is also well on his way to his level 6, and, you know, a little bit of extra gold there. I don't think anything is really going right for Almaty, with the exception being this Sven, but, man, you need so much of this Sven. They need stacks galore. They have a decent-sized Ancient, but down towards bottom lane, we have another attempt. Always Wanna Fly, gonna walk right into a Sentry Ward. Arctic Burn gonna start things out. Splinter Blast gonna slow down Izanami even more. RTs can't get close enough for a pound, so it looks like there's no successful aggression here, but Almaty can no longer farm in this bottom lane or the mid lane.
God, K-God is at such a disadvantage as a Skywrath Mage. He's level 2 at 7. You never ever want this on a Skywrath Mage. You should prioritize levels on your Skywrath Mage over the Rubik, because he's just so level dependent as a hero. He needs the silence, he needs the levels in nukes, he needs everything. Because even though you can get a couple of items onto him, you get the most efficient use out of a Skywrath Mage when you get those extra levels. So for K-God to be this under-leveled, he is running without the silence, and I feel like if he had the silence a little bit sooner, then he may have been able to save his teammates at some circumstances, but he hits to level 3 now. So we'll see if this does change anything, but this means that he's not going to be able to get the Mystic Flare for quite a bit, which is something that you need when you want to try and gank with that Clockwork.
If you're going to 5-man with no Mystic Flare, you're feeling pretty bad about that. Up towards top, Bounty Hunter. He's grabbed Arcane Boots already 8 minutes in. 8 minutes Arcane on anyone is really good. He's going to poke at Sumeru, drop him down to half really casually. Dragon Slate from long range from the side. Iceberg going to grab that kill. LSA, unfortunately, again, going to miss, so Iceberg only gets 1 kill out of this, but hey, it's a kill, and Bounty Hunter was involved in that as well. I don't think I've actually seen Bounty Hunter. Oh, bottom lane, actually. RT's going to try to go for K-God with the Shadow Dance. He will get hit with the hook shot, but that's not going to slow him down by too much. He's going to grab that one very easily. Always Wanna Fly now here as well. Always Wanna Fly is just all around the map. He's going everywhere, and he's going to walk through a sentry again, but no follow-up this time. Another TP coming in this time from the Rubik. Bounty knows that he's spotted right now, so he could play around that. This is getting it worse and worse for Almaty. Mostly because they're just bleeding kills, but yeah, they're not getting a ton of farm to compensate for that either. Once track comes up, then we're looking at, you know, towers to drop and really gross advantages actually translating into items.
I would say Almaty's lucky the bounty hasn't hit 6 yet. Because if he hit 6 maybe a couple minutes ago, then these kills would mean a lot more. And it looks like SF-Meister is going to be the one in trouble again. Now we just need the initiation Firefly, and here we go. There's a Janata, but they don't actually get the LSA off in time. There's a silence on the Iceberg. He's not going to get anything done. And they do pop the battery assault, but there's no hookshot for 8 seconds. Can they catch the Lina? They might just have to use the the hook shot to get her in the end. Oh, Magnus with the beautiful skewer to keep the clockwork back. No, there's the hook shot. Can they get the Lina? One more hit. They do get the Lina in the end. Oh, okay, God, he's gonna have to get back. Beautiful silence onto Vanscore to keep Iza alive for that little bit longer. He goes for the cogs and he actually gets both of them in the cogs with him. So the clockwork will definitely go down. Slunk in the meantime getting a kill on the Rubik down in the bottom lane. Almaty gets a kill, but it's not quite enough. They get quite a bit of gold out of it though.
Yeah, I mean, if you trade 1 for 2, if you're Almaty at this point, it has to be someone like a Lina or a Slark. And Lina almost survived. Unfortunately for her, Vangscore didn't actually skill up Cold Embrace, which probably would have let the Lina get away. He had a 1-point burn, 2-point Splinter Blast, which is, just a little bit unfortunate skilling there. But still, Iceberg is going to get slowed down just a little bit. Like, it's still 13 for 3. Still, they get the kill in the bottom lane. Bounty Hunter is very, very close to his level 6. And once the track comes up, as I said before, it's going to be Pain Town. Around the same time, Lina should have her completed Yule Scepter. So yeah, it is going to get worse and worse as this game progresses for Almaty. This Shadow Fiend, he's going for a headdress. He has power treads, which is nice and everything, but at this point, even Bounty Hunter can not completely solo kill the Shadow Fiend, but really apply a lot of pressure to make Shadow Fiend scared for his life. If anyone else is there, then he's just going to die. Tower in the mid lane will fall. It's going to give Iceberg that much closer to that Yule Scepter, and this is going to be level 6 of Bounty Hunter at, hey, look at that, exactly the same time. Now things get really bad for Almaty. The gold advantage is already at 5k. Experience, not that much, but something that also is working for CIS Rejects is if they needed any more advantage, is that the Magnus Goretz is very, very close to his Blink Dagger.
And with the Blink Dagger almost on the way for Magnus, what counter initiation does Almaty have aside from a hook shot? You never want to use a hook shot as a counter initiation spell. A counter initiation spell when your team is getting initiated. You want to use it aggressively yourself. You want to get the hook shots. You want to get those team fights going under your terms. But with the Blink, it's just going to be so much easier for CIS to force these fights on their grounds, and they're going to be pretty happy with this. And Fly, he scouts out the Ancient stack here, so they're probably going to keep an eye on it for a little bit before they try and go for a steal.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
that
12 minutes. This is pretty good. It's okay. Yule Scepter, Track, and Blink Dagger all at the same time, and it looks like bottom lanes we're going to have potentially our first bloodbath, as Always Wanna Fly is going to approach there first. He has an Observer Ward already placed, so he sees everyone now with the Track. Almaty know that they are spotted, but they really don't have anything to counter this Bounty Hunter except for a hook shot, but Izanami cannot have a good angle all the time. They actually see Topor. Oh, he's packing the armlet. He's going to get tracked up. This Ven can do a lot of damage. The problem with the armlet is that you're going to have to walk through Yule Scepter, you're going to have to walk through the LSA, the Magnus, eventually the Curse from the Winter Wyvern with no BKB backup. And yeah, though you do a lot of damage, you really need the control there so that you can actually hit the targets. With everyone on the Almaty side spotted, it's just a matter of time, I think, before someone gets lifted up in the air. And look at that, it's going to be the Rubik. He gets dropped down to LSA, though, gets the telekinesis off beforehand. Hammer coming in with the RP from the Magnus. There's no follow-up on Iceberg. He's going to scare them back as well. God Strength, popped by Topor. He's going to try to go for Iceberg, but he's just not fast enough. He's now going to hit with Always Wanna Fly, but again, that's just not enough. Now the Track is on Topor. Pounce in from RT. He's going to grab the kill. Always Wanna Fly is stuck in the cogs, but with the Embrace, he will be just fine. Nope. Not many tracks here, but still a lot of kills. 4, in fact, as RT's grabs a double. They also know exactly where this SF is. They're going to lift him up. They should wait for the Track to get the kill, and they will. Going to give RT's a triple, 18-3 for CIS Rejects. And that is the terrible fight that I was expecting to happen. Almaty get nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, and they're gonna start losing their base shortly. Like, the other two lanes are fine, they still have the T1 towers up, but I feel like for CIS, if they wanted to, they could just push down this mid lane, go for Raxes, and then slowly chew down through the other towers. Winter Wyvern survived with 17 HP. Holy smokes.
Feels good, man. If you're a Winter Wyvern, who am I kidding? Anyone surviving at that much HP, you feel like quite the baller, since you're like, oh yeah, I know how my hero can take that. When in reality, you're just, crapping your pants the entire time. Always Wanna Fly is still tracking up everyone. Is he gonna try to go for a pick off here on the Skyrath Mage? I don't think he quite has enough. He's gonna go for a mech, so no like Dagon Bounty Hunter setup, which I think would have been justifiable in this game if you Always Wanna Fly, since you could pick off these heroes and just ride your lead into even more of a lead. But yeah, this is getting bad for Almaty right now. Even worse since Izanami, he caught Vangscore, but he is in fact caught right now because here comes Iceberg. Again, the LSA is off, and that was completely off. No hookshot just yet. They have Laguna Blade, they have a Dragon Slade. They'll throw the Laguna. Clockwork's still very much so alive though. Vangscore gonna lay the curse onto K-God, and Sven gonna do a lot of damage to his buddy. Shockwave coming with the LSA. That's the death of the Scarf Mage. Topor gonna pop the God Strength, but then he decides that he has to leave. And I think that's a good decision, but I don't know if he can leave. Lifted up into the air, tracked up in midair. No, that was actually towards Sumeru. Topor is definitely gonna fall right now. Double kill for Iceberg. That was a 4-man track kill, I believe. They still see the Rubik. They have a Blink Skewer available. Sumeru is not going to escape. Pulled right back in. RP gonna get canceled, so Izanami's not gonna get clipped by that one. But still the Rubik is going to fall, and that is going to be a 3-0, 22-3. Yes, I know, achievement unlocked, guys, but yeah, CIS rejects are getting so many track kills right now. I don't want to press this button, but I will. Oh my god, it's a 15k net worth lead.
So I feel at this point any chance for Almaty to come back would be based off
Another stack.
3 to 4 blunders, and they're losing the stack as well, so 3 to 4 blunders by CIS. So for Almaty to come back, they're gonna have to get 3 team wipes, 3 to 4 team wipes to even come back. But they might lose Topor in the process. They're going for a hookshot, only connecting onto an Angel, but they do get one to fly in the cogs. But it looks like Izanami's going to die anyway, taking quite a bit of harassment damage, and it looks like he does die. Topor, on the other hand, he's prioritizing Ancients because he doesn't actually want to lose that. They do get a beautiful combo onto the Slug, but he's just too tanky. There's the Eels onto the Sven. He's going to be stunned up and taken down. No track there, but in the meantime, we've got Scarab Mage being soloed up by the Slug, who's going to be under the cover of the Shadow Dance. And Almaty, they just can't do anything.
And now back to business as usual. Back to the Ancient stack, almost as if nothing happened. Yeah, Almaty, the way that they win this game, I don't think actually depends on them playing any better. Really, they have to hope that CIS rejects make some sort of really huge screw up. Like maybe diving tier 4s. Sometimes we see teams do that, and it ends up punishing them. CIS rejects have to do that like 3 or 4 times with all of their team because they're simply so far ahead. There's only so much that Almaty can do. If they had like a Ravage, Black Hole, Requiem, Vacuum, then yeah, the dream is real, but their team doesn't even have that. Sven has an Armlet, and you know, most of what I would assume to be a Mask of Madness, with only level 1 Stormhammer, he's not doing a lot of damage right now. Even if he was level 11 and had level 2 God Strength. Up towards top, Eister is just going to get dove by the Slark. He's going to straight TP out. Luckily for him, it will be enough because Iceberg is just a little bit too far. But he was under a tower, and RT's wasted no time diving it.
He's so tanky. He's almost got 100 HP per minute for the game. Unfortunately, Izanami might be a little bit, yeah. It's a little bit sad, but he's going to pop Battery Assault. Actually, he's got the Scarab Mage under the cover of smoke, and they go for a pounce. The blink forward by the Magnus. He doesn't get the skewer off in time, unfortunately. He was going to go for it mid-animation, but there's Yules. LSA to follow up. Hookshot doesn't connect. It was mid-animation, and Clockwork, he gets shot down. So does the Rubik, and looks like K-God, RP only under SF Meister. So close on getting the Scarab Mage. You do get him in the backside anyway, and SF, he's trying to lead them away from the base, saying, get away from the base, you can kill me, but not next to our T3 tower. CIS have just gone ham at this point, and they could essentially just keep going for these kills, and they're at no risk of losing this game. Because you look at Almaty, they just don't have the tools, the skills, the levels to deal with CIS anymore.
20k lead, 14k in experience, tracks galore, and hey, look at that, Always Wanna Fly actually did go for the Dagon. Screw the mechanism, dude. Sell that, upgrade the Dagon. Like, this is definitely a game where you can get away with that. They're going to go for Topor one more time. He has the hammer to land on RTs, but instantly the Pact is going to get rid of it. And Topor, living for quite a long time, getting some pretty good cleave hits, gets a kill finally for Almaty. It's been something like 13 minutes since they've gotten that. Not only that, they grabbed the track. Still, it's a Sven to fall for a Bounty Hunter. Usually not a trade you want to make, but the golden experience does favor Almaty in that exchange. So, you know, I guess that's kind of step 1. Just do that 10 more times and you'll be close to parity. RT's also has to not get these assassinations on everyone. Easy kill on the Scarab Mage. Iceberg now get lifted up, raised to land, and he's gonna fall. Unstoppable speed being claimed by the Shadow Fiend. Okay, CIS rejects getting a little bit ham, and I think it's okay because they're still so far ahead. They're allowed to make a couple of these mistakes.
They got track kill out of that too, actually. Rubik tracked up the Lina. So they got the Lina kill plus extra track gold. which it's nice. Hopefully they can get some more kills like that, then maybe they're going to be able to equalize and stay in the game. There's going to be a really nice Arctic burn there by the Winter Wyvern. He is tracked up though, so they do know where the Wyvern is. They're going to pull him back. It looks like Vanscore is going to die, but in the meantime we've got the bounty coming in, but he's not going to bother saving his teammates. I don't know why some people like to do this on their supports. They use their ultimates before they die. Honestly, if you know you're going to die, just leave the ultimate.
I think it's another one of those cases where it's like, here, you can have my ultimate as well. Not
they feel
like,
sorry for
I'm going to
them.
use my ultimate to try to get away, because, I mean, he knows that he's not going to get away from that, but he also knows that he's so disgustingly in the lead that he could give the enemy team a little bit of mercy and still they'll be able to get away with it. And, you know, if worse comes to worse, if Almaty somehow equalized the kill score for against CIS Rejects, CIS Rejects actually do have the Hail Mary in the RP into Lina follow-up into the Winter's Curse. Like, they do have that ultimate combo that can bring them back out from a disadvantage, and they always have track. I don't think that is going to be happening anytime soon, but, you know, just in case, they do have that backup plan.
Yeah. So now for Almaty, are they just going to be stuck in their base, hoping that they can get pickoffs within this distance of their towers? Because every time I see them cross this line in the mid lane, they just die. You know, not even that line, just this line.
Yeah, I mean, you're going up against a Bounty Hunter, a Blinking Magnus, a Lina with a ton of mobility and Yule Scepter, and an Invisible Slark. Really, you have to have detection at all times. They're going to try to go out and claim this Roshan, or at least crash this fight. They will be interrupted by Always Wanna Fly. The Flare is going to spot them, but at the same time, Smoke is going to blow Always Wanna Fly and have a complete read on everyone. Here comes the RP onto 3 with the follow from Vanscore, and here comes Iceberg with the Laguna Blade. That's going to get a couple of kills. Actually, only one for right now. Izanami does survive. 1-2-3 is going to get healed up by the Embrace. It's going to be the Bounty Hunter to fall to the Cleave. Izanami going to pop some dust, but I don't think he'd actually get away from this Arctic Curse from across the cogs. Is going to get a couple more kills. You know, given the scale of that RP, it wasn't exactly as devastating as I really would have thought, but still, it's a 3-for-1 in favor of CIS Rejects, and still they get the Roshan. Artees now has a double life.
I guess the good thing out of that fight was the bounty bought back, so he's not going to be able to buy back from this high ground push. Like, you never see that kind of stuff happen, but it's just a tiny, tiny win for Almaty, but it's just so small that you wouldn't really notice a difference whether he buys back or not. Because you push high ground, by the time you come back and a team fight's happening, then normally it's disengaged by that point. But Nina blinking into the enemy base, goes for the Yules onto the Rubik. Now, unfortunately, Scarif Mage gets spotted out, dies immediately. Sumeru, unfortunately, with the Glimmer Cape, not enough to keep himself alive. SF's gonna be coming in from the side, and Topor, he just throws a stun, and that's about it. And Almaty, they just don't feel confident going into the enemy and actually gets pounced on by the Slark, and oh my god, Clockwork just gets decimated. Topor and SF, the only two heroes alive, and unfortunately, just these two alone can't do anything. And they're building Dagons on their Slark.
And well, Mask of Madness on the Lina. These are items that say, get out of my game. This game is over, please leave. Skewer out this man, he just wanted to go to his fountain. Goretz, why are you so mean? Beyond Godlike Shriek for RT's Fountain Dive? Go for it, guys. GG has been called. Freaking YOLO. Sumeru. Yeah, he's gonna get demolished first. K-God trying to hide, but the Slark is dancing. You can't hide from him. Well, he'll actually survive. So, big win there, I guess. But CIS Rejects, as expected, absolutely Roth stomp Almaty. 40-7. The game was never in Almaty's favor. The level 1 Roshan set the pace of the game, and not in a good way.
And they never managed to really come back out of that Roche disadvantage. So I don't really feel like that Roche loss really cost them the game. It was just the laning stage after that that really hurt them. But aside from that, CIS, they win it comfortably, without a doubt. They never really made any mistakes either for Almaty to capitalize on.
Alright guys, so that is going to be that. We have, for today, just a series of running best of ones. The next one is, well, it's supposed to happen now. P85 versus SVB. Pretty sure SVB got DQ'd or something. I don't know, so we'll see in just a little bit. Stay tuned for that. But I'm Mikelorus. I'm joined by Danelie Casts. We got Corrupt Drop Bear on the stats, and we'll be right back for the next game, guys. Don't go anywhere.